MBAs are popular degrees, and fortunately, there are many ways to go about pursuing one. In this video, I'm going to explain what an Executive MBA is, or EMBA, and what is different about that type of program versus a traditional full-time MBA. So stay tuned. Hey folks, Richard Walls here, helping you with career development and personal finance. And if those two topics are of interest to you, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I post new content. So with that said, let's get to it. So throughout my career, I've had the fortune of working with a lot of talented individuals from a variety of different educational backgrounds. And in the kinds of roles that I've been in, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of folks that have their MBAs, whether they got them from a full-time program or those who pursued an MBA online and did so part-time like how I'm doing it. And then there are those that got their MBA through an Executive MBA program. So what is an Executive MBA? Who is it for? And how does that compare to a traditional full-time MBA program? An Executive MBA program is effectively a part-time MBA program designed for career professionals who want to continue to work. And EMBA programs target those who are a little bit more senior in their careers, and some sources have it pegged where the average work experience is about 14 years. This is in contrast to a full-time MBA program where generally you have folks in those programs that are earlier in their careers where the average years of work experience is around 5 years. The idea around an EMBA is to allow students to continue to work while pursuing their MBA, and the schedules are developed with respect to that. And a really common format is where classes are offered on the weekends. And so you would go there in person on the weekends, starting probably either Thursday or Friday and ending Saturday or Sunday. And each of those days you spend a number of hours in class with your classmates. Now, one thing to keep in mind is although the schedule is more accommodating to working professionals in the sense that they have the classes during traditional non-work hours, the program usually packs in the same number of hours and the same amount of content in just those few days compared to a traditional full-time MBA where they have the classes, of course, spread out throughout the week. So you're going to be sacrificing a lot of your personal time. So just have that expectation going into an Executive MBA program. But one thing you'll certainly have time for, because it really doesn't take a whole lot of time at all, is for you to go ahead and hit the like button at the bottom of this video. If you're getting value out of it, it would really help my channel. But I digress. The benefit of this part-time nature of the EMBA program is that you continue to work, and that's important because you get to maintain your income. You don't lose your income for 2 years like you would a traditional MBA. What's also beneficial though is the content or the material you learn in class, you can typically apply it in real time with your work. And that's possible for obvious reasons. The information is fresh and relevant, and of course you're working with other students who also bring their own experiences to class, and that might give you some ideas. But this is probably, at least from a learning standpoint and an application standpoint, to help reinforce what you learned, this has got to be one of the better benefits of an EMBA program. Now, apart from that, the content is going to be largely the same between an Executive MBA program and a full-time MBA program. I haven't seen a whole lot of differences from various programs. There may be some additional focus that some EMBA programs have in certain areas, like leadership. But even though the material might be the same, really the learning experience, as I alluded to a moment ago, is going to come from the interactions that you have with other students who also bring in a lot of work experience. You'll get to hear different perspectives from other students on how they might have applied some of these concepts that you're learning in class to their work situation. And again, they're coming from a lot of different industries. So this is a really good time to soak up something new and learn a lot from other people's real-world experiences. So all I have to say is that a great deal of learning happens amongst the students not even so much just the material itself. Now in the program, you'll also likely have what's called an immersion event or immersion program. This is where you travel to a particular city domestically and or internationally. And typically these are major business hubs where you'll learn how business is conducted in those cities or in those countries. The goal, as the name implies, is for the students to be immersed in a different culture for a relatively short period of time, usually 1 to 2 weeks. And it's in that time that you'll get the chance to meet with representatives from different companies that are local to the area, as well as some politicians, because of course the business operates within the context of the laws and regulations of that country, state, or city. And that's all topped off with a little bit of leisure time. So it's not just 100% work and no play. You definitely have a chance to experience the finer things in culture as opposed to just business. Now, as far as how that compares to a full-time traditional MBA, there is not a lot of difference there. It's usually about the same. They also prioritize those kinds of immersion events. Now, one important element to note between an EMBA and a full-time MBA is the price. How does the cost of one program compare to another? In the majority of cases, the answer is that the price is usually about the same. It's in the same ballpark. So you're not going to be saving a ton of money, at least from the standpoint of the program cost, by doing one program versus another. So there's not a whole lot of difference there, apart from the very important fact that I've brought up before, where you don't lose an income for 2 entire years in the Executive MBA program. So at the end of the program, you should be better off financially. Folks, I hope this information helps. Let me know down in the comments below if you feel an Executive MBA is the right pathway for you, or if you have further questions on it that I might not have addressed in this video. Better yet, if you've gone through an Executive MBA program, I would certainly love to see a comment down below on how your experience was and what kind of insights you can give to the audience that's watching this video. With that said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.